My heart sank.
I now had to break the news to my mum that I was not going back to university anymore.
Whatever I was going to do, I wanted it to bring in the coins, okay?
I was actually diagnosed for depression as well. I'm gonna cry. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. So there was no video from me last week, and if you have me on Snapchat, you will know that last week for me was literally the week of L's. From Monday to Sunday, L's galore, okay? So I put my SD card into my laptop. Obviously, usually what happens is it recognizes it. I open up my editing software, I edit the video, and I'm good to go. My laptop didn't recognize my SD card. I said, what? Okay. I had literally a mini-ish breakdown, but obviously I spoke to some of my YouTube girls, spoke to some of my friends, spoke to my mama, and they were just like, you know what, let this kind of be a sign for you to just make sure that when you do re-record these videos, you just do it even better. So yeah, usual can be tough, okay? Y'all don't know about the backstory behind it. So in today's video, we are actually going to be speaking about my university story. Not like this video hasn't been recorded before and I have to record it again because I lost all my footage. But in today's video, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be speaking to you guys about my GCSE'S, my A-levels, my uni experience, everything and above. In my Snapchat Q&A that I recorded in Lagos, some of you asked me questions about what do I study. Some of you really wanted to see a uni experience video because I don't speak about uni on here. And I'm going to be very honest with you. One reason why I never felt comfortable speaking about my personal experience with university was because I was kind of disappointed in the way my journey kind of mapped out. But I feel like I've come a very long way. I'm grateful to God for every step I've taken on this journey, okay? And I figured this would be a great video for a lot of you guys because I know a lot of you started university just a couple of weeks ago, and it was all fun and games congratulating people that, you know, made it into their firms and made it into their top uni. But what about the people who didn't get into their firms? What about the people who weren't happy with their results and, you know, just felt a bit So I hope my story will be able to encourage you. I hope it will also be able to inspire you and also enlighten you on Sarah and the story behind me. So yeah, I really hope you guys do enjoy this video. Get cozy, comfortable. It's a story time, so get cozy and comfortable, okay? Hot drink, hot Ribena. But yeah, get cozy, comfortable, warm drink, hot Ribena, and I really hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Alright, so we are going to start off with the basics, okay? The foundations, the GCSEs. So I done 11 GCSEs and I got 6 A stars, 3 A's and 2 B. And I've kind of been pretty divided in regards to things that I really like. So I've always loved biology and chemistry because I just find it so interesting. I love learning about the body, I love learning about plants, I loved chemistry, I liked chemicals, I liked it. But on the other hand, I was a history nerd. Anyone who knows me knows I love to talk. Analysis, point, explain, analysis, link, your girl was there, okay? So English, language and literature, history, politics, like all that type of stuff I really like. So I knew personally that regarding the career path that I would take, it will either be 1, the medical route, or 2, the law route. So I'm sure my mom was, you know, very happy. You know, Nigerian parents, they like certain stuff like that.
Whatever I was going to do, I wanted it to bring in the coins, okay? Running them checks.
So it now came to having to pick A-levels. So for A-levels, I picked biology and chemistry because I decided that if I was going to go down the medical route, I wanted to actually study dentistry. Anyone who knows me knows I love dentistry. I love teeth so much. Like literally, whenever I see people with really nice teeth, I'm just like, you've got such nice teeth. Literally fantasizing over their teeth. Really weird, but I love it. And then I picked English language and literature because I loved English, I loved analysing, and I loved what we were going to study. I then picked psychology, something different, but the way the syllabus was laid out, memory, depression, stress, attachment, I said, yeah, I'm gonna learn that. And I also was able to do a 5th one because I got such good GCSE results. So in my college, if you received GCSEs altogether that was above a certain grade point average, then they recommended that you take a 5th A level, which was critical thinking. Hated critical thinking, but I had to do it anyway. Now my mum was 100% sure that I was going to go to the 6th form from my school, and I thought I was 100% sure as well. But then I went to the enrollment day at the college that I applied to, and I really loved it there. So literally my 6th form and the college, they started on the same day, and in order for me to get to my 6th form, I had to go right in the terms of the bus that I needed to get, and in order for me to go to the college, I had to turn left. So I had not really made up my decision. I hadn't made up my mind yet. So I remember the morning my mom was like, have a lovely day, Tolu, be good. I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. I did not get the bus to the 6th form. I literally got the bus straight to the college. So when I got back, my mom was like, oh, how was your school? I was just like, oh yeah, college was great. She said, I beg your pardon? And then I just basically kind of like explained it to her, my reasoning behind it. And she was like, you know, the main reason why she wanted me to go to the 6th form was because, you know, the teachers know me and I know the environment and I know the people there, blah, 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 but I persuaded her enough and then I ended up going to college. And I loved my college so much. Like I made new friends, new faces, new teachers. I met my first boyfriend in college. Oh my gosh. So life was just bliss. Like I was really enjoying it. So in the first year of college, they were already trying to get us to think about university. So, you know, we have to start thinking about UCAS, which is basically an online application system which which allows you to apply to different universities, get the access that you need, contact numbers, grades needed, literally everything you need to know about entering into that specific university. And I was already divided as to what career path I wanted to do. I either wanted to be a dentist or I wanted to be a lawyer. But when I started to do my research about it, I then started to weigh up the two options, and I felt like a career in dentistry with the I was guaranteed to make the money. And when I looked online, there were just so many things which were discouraging me from doing law, like, you know,
it's a flimsy field and you're not really sure if you can make it, and even black females don't make it in the law thing to become top barrister.
I didn't want to become a solicitor, I wanted to become a barrister. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go down the dentistry route. But throughout the first year of college, I actually found it really hard to get to grips with chemistry. Biology I had on lock, but chemistry I just found it really hard. Even just to get the basics, my teacher just had to stay with me. My mum even got me a tutor, and I didn't even like him as well. He was a Nigerian tutor and he was just so rude. But my mum even got me a tutor as well. But because I was so sure that I wanted to do dentistry, she was really trying to make sure that it would happen. So now it's exam season, and obviously exam season, the LRC was packed. People had highlighters, people had their pens, people had their notepads, sticky notes, flashcards, everything, you name it, it was there. And I was thinking, you know what, I'm gonna do okay in these exams. I was struggling a lot with chemistry, like I was struggling so much, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do fine, I'm gonna get the grades I need, I'm gonna apply for dentistry, we're gonna be good, okay? So results day now came. I literally remember results day like it was yesterday. I have not cried like that in a while. I cried. So I got a B in English language and literature, a B in psychology, a C in critical thinking, a D in biology, and a U in chemistry. So honestly, I was just distraught. Like, I have not felt pain like that in ages. And I remember I was just crying and I was crying and I was crying. And luckily I have a big sister, so she's already been through all of this. So she was just like, she's the best, by the way. So she was just straight up blunt with me. She said, you're either going to drop dentistry because you cannot take a D in biology and a U to chemistry. Like, nah, it can't happen. So it's either you're dropping chemistry and you're dropping biology and you're forgetting that dentistry dream, or you're going back to college with these grades that you have remaining for the rest of the subjects, and you're going to work as hard as you can to get into another field, or you are starting college all over again. My mum was very adamant on me going back to my sixth form to start again, literally just brand new. Like, she was so adamant. She said the teachers know you, everyone, this, that. So she actually got the application for me and actually applied to go back to that sixth form for me to start afresh. And I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna start afresh, like I need to do this. But then I started thinking about, oh no, I really don't want to start. I really don't want to do 3 years. I really don't want to be behind my friends. Like, nah, I just don't want to do it. So in order to go to my college, you needed to do a minimum of 3 A levels. So I was just like, okay, English language and literature, I got a B, I'm taking that on. Psychology, I got a B, I'm taking that on. Critical thinking, because it wasn't a major A level and it was obviously optional for me, especially because I got such good GCSEs, I didn't have to take that on. I could, but I didn't. So that leaves me with 2 A levels. Now, they also give you the opportunity to be able to fast track subjects that they think you're capable of doing. So when you do fast track, it's basically 2 A levels in 1 year. So I was thinking of doing fast track in either government and politics or history, because now I was thinking that, you know, before I said that I was divided in regards to whether I wanted to do dentistry or law, I was like, you know what, maybe this is a sign that law is for me. So I was thinking of doing it in history or government and politics, but after looking at the course syllabus, I was just like, you know what, nah, this may be a bit too much for me to take on. So I spoke to my tutor about it, the one that they provide at college, and he was just like, have you considered religious studies? And I was just like, not really, I don't really. He was like, no, you should consider it. You know, you have to do analysis, you have to do points, you have to do comparisons, like, and it is very interesting and it is a very popular course. So I was just like, okay. So I put it through and they were like, yeah, that'll be great, you can do it, you know, you met the criteria. It is going to be a lot of work, so I need to be able to handle it. And I was just like, yeah, I should be able to handle it. They were like, remember that A2 is not like AS, it's literally a level on top. So if you did struggle a lot in AS, you're going to find A2 even harder. They were also giving me the option of restarting, like completely, like fresh start. And I was just like, no. Okay, I'm not going to be 1 year behind my mates, okay? I'm going to get good grades. So yeah, I decided to fast track religious studies, and I was also taking on my English language and literature and also taking on my psychology. So we entered into second year. Some people made it on, some people dropped out.
I saw my friends, I saw my girls, I saw my man, I saw my boyfriend. I was like, hey, boy.
Life was bliss again. It was good, but I was like, you know what, Sarah, you need to stay focused, okay? Because you need to get into a good university. So we get back to college now, and the deadline for our UCAS applications, which allows us to get into university, is January. But for those who were studying, you know, dentistry or medicine or pharmacy, their deadline was October. So I already knew that I had to cross dentistry out of my mind because I already dropped my biology and chemistry. So I was now thinking of other routes that I possibly wanted to get into, and the top 3 was law, journalism, and psychology. So, you know, I'm doing my research about it. My uncle owns a law firm. I'm asking him questions, he's answering my questions. I'm very interested in it all. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to go down the law route. So the time now came for us to apply for our universities, and in the UK you only have the option of applying to 5. So 3 of the unis that I applied to were actually Russell Group unis, which is basically the top 20 unis in the UK, and then the other two were part of the top 50 in the UK, but I was just like, I'm going to reach the grade requirements, I'm going to get in, it's going to be fine, I'm going to be a barrister, get your life. And during exam season, we actually had the deadline of now narrowing our 5 to 2, our firm being our first option, and if we don't get in there, then our insurance being a backup. So you only had the option of applying to 2. So my firm actually ended up being University of Birmingham, which I was in love with so much. And then my insurance ended up being the University of Essex. So those were the 2 unis. If I didn't reach the grade requirements for Birmingham, then I was going to go to Essex, and I was okay with that, fine. But I was so sure that I was going to Birmingham that Essex I didn't even think about it twice. The day before results day, everybody was nervous because on the same day we got our results was the same day that you found out whether or not you're going to university. So I remember now, for you to check your UCAS, it was 8 o'clock the following day, 8 o'clock on results day. So 7:59, I had my laptop ready. I said, yeah, I'm ready, I'm gonna get into my uni, I'm ready. And then 8 o'clock came and the UCAS actually crashed. So I was like, oh God, this is not the time for it to be crashing. So I logged in again and all I saw was, congratulations Sarah, your place at the University of Essex has been confirmed.
My heart sank.
And I remember as I went upstairs, my mum was like, oh, have you logged into UCAS? What happened? I said, oh, no, mum. No, it's not working. So I'm just going to go to college. As long as I have my results, I'm going to know where. She said, oh, yeah, that's good. She said, don't worry, don't panic, Tulu. Everything's going to be fine. Not knowing that I had already seen the results on my screen. Oh, I just wanted to cry. So I was like, yeah, mum, I'll call you when I get there. So, I quickly go to college now, like literally tunnel vision. I wasn't trying to reply to anyone's messages. People like, Sarah, where are you going? What did you get? I wasn't trying to reply to nobody. Tunnel vision to college. I got my results. Oh my days, I literally cried like a baby. So I ended up getting an A star in religious studies, which is the A level that I actually fast tracked on, a C in English language and literature, and a C in psychology. And I needed 3 A's to go and study law at Birmingham. Yeah. So Mr. Tingle, which was my English teacher, best teacher in the world, he was like, don't worry, Sarah, I've sent off a few papers to get remarks. Like, you're one of my top students. You're not the only one who I'm really shocked at the results. Blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, my head was just literally spinning. By this time, my mum was calling me, my big sister was calling me. And I was just so disappointed in myself. Like, Sarah, you had one job, okay? You had one job to get the grades that you needed to get into this university, and you flopped miserably. And I can't even explain it to you. I was just so disappointed. And obviously there were people around me who were happy, people around me who were sad. So it was literally just a mix of emotions in this one hall. So obviously I got home now and I was just crying and crying, and my mom was just comforting me. Mum, no, you don't understand. I needed to go to that uni. Like, I needed to go there. That was a Russell group. I needed to go there. I needed to go there. I was angry. I was shouting. I was screaming. I was crying. Obviously at this point I was really finding it hard to still come to terms that I actually didn't get into my firm. Like, I did not get into my firm uni. People around me are rejoicing and I am here crying. Like, this is literally a nightmare, literally the worst. Doomsday, worst day of my life. So literally, yeah, that's how I was feeling. As time went on, obviously I now started contacting other Russell Group universities, like, is there possible that I'll be able to study law at your university, blah blah blah. And I contacted Birmingham as well. I was like, I'm not giving up unless I fight.
I am going to this university, okay?
So they were like, I told them about the situation with my English currently getting remarked, and they said if that actually moves up to a B, they will be willing to accept me. So that would be an A star, a B and a C, that they'll be willing to take me on. But my results came back and it only moved up a couple of marks, but it didn't move up a whole grade. So when I told them, they're just like, no, they won't be able to take me. So my sis Tommy, hey Tommy, hi Dawn, hi Dawn. She was going to Essex as well. I had my friend Tawana going to Essex. Literally, like, I was just like, you know what? I'm warming up to the fact that I'm going to Essex to study law, and I'm gonna make the most out of it, and I'm still gonna become a barrister, and nobody's gonna stop me, okay? So slowly but surely, you know, the tears started going, and I actually then started thanking God, like, you know what, God, at least I was able to log onto UCAS and actually see something there. What about people who didn't see anything, or what about people who have to just restart the whole thing again because the grades wouldn't even allow them to get in anywhere? And Essex was still a pretty good uni, still within the top 50. So I was like, you know what, it's fine, like, I'm gonna be okay. So yeah, you know, I've started uni now, everything is fine, my friends are with me, I'm making new friends, I'm meeting new people, I'm loving the whole experience, living by myself, learning to be an adult. Now we got to December times, and for studying law, they used to do a lot of events for us. So I was at a law event in December, just before we're gonna break up for Christmas holidays, and my friend came up to me and was like, oh Sarah, how you been? I haven't been seeing you in criminal law lectures. And I was like,
criminal law? I don't do criminal law.
Like, that's not on my timetable right now. And I was on the year abroad program because I was planning to study away in China for a whole year. So sometimes some of the modules will be different for different classmates. And she was just like, no, like, this is compulsory. Everybody's supposed to be doing a certain amount of credits per term. So she was like, I was so confused. So she just said, you know what, tomorrow go to the help desk at the law school and just tell them about it and they'll be able to sort you out. I was like, yeah, you know what, that's fine. Shout out to Veronica, okay? She is babe. So I get to the help desk the following day. I was like,
Oh, hi, hello, yeah, hi. My name's Sarah. I just started law.
and they were like, oh, 1 second, that's really strange. Just have a look for you. You know how those receptionists are. So obviously she's like, she was like, oh yes, yeah, there seems to be a bit of an issue. And I said, pardon? She said, yes, that should have been in your timetable. So I was just like, wait, it should have been on my timetable. 12 weeks of classes already gone. I have not been to one of those classes and you guys are only telling me this now, and I'm the one that even had to come and tell you, or else I probably would have gone through the whole year and found out that I wouldn't be able to proceed onto year 2 because I hadn't done enough credits. So she was like, oh, don't worry about it, we're going to sign your personal tutor to catch up. This sometimes happens to some people. Bearing in mind, I was the only person on the course that this happened to. Throughout the Christmas holidays, just try your best to catch up, everything. Bearing in mind, we do have assessments and exams coming up, but you're telling me to catch up. Okay. The personal tutor that they actually assigned to me never replied to any of my emails, never picked up my phone calls. On top of trying to gather a whole module by myself, I also had to revise for the other modules that I was doing. So it was a really tense Christmas holiday for me. I could hardly breathe. So January now came and we had assessment deadlines, and it didn't even give me extenuating circumstances, so I still had to meet the deadlines. And I just found it really hard for criminal law specifically, because while everybody was grasping level 2 knowledge, I was only being able to grasp level 1 knowledge. So it was really hard for me, but my mum was just like, you know what, Tolu, although you're the only person that this happened to, you have to pull through, you have to show them that you're bigger, that you're better, that you can do this, by the way, blah, you know, little motivation that your mum gives you. So I was like, yeah, mum, you're right, yeah, I got this, I can do it. At this point, I actually had my first ever breakup, and it was a really bad one. I was not myself at all. I was actually diagnosed for depression as well, so I had to be going to see this lady like every other day just so she can check I was okay. Like, it was literally insane. I was just I think I had like maybe 8 or 9 exams, and then long exams as well, like 3 hours, 2 hours. So there was a lot going on right now. So obviously now we get to the end of term and I got my results, and I was actually very surprised because I actually done really well. Obviously just giving thanks to God. I was just like, you know what, God, I'm just so grateful, because even though I didn't see myself in university, you still managed to make a way for me. So we were in summer now, and it was so random. I literally just woke up one day and I was just like, I'm not going back to uni. Like, I'm not going back to study law. Like, I'm done. I do honestly believe that my university story was spiritually led. Like, whether people want to believe it or not, that's cool. Not their story, is my story. But I definitely believe that God had a hand, and he had a say in where he wanted me to go, how he wants me to be, and where my destiny lies. So during this time, I didn't speak to anyone about it. I just started doing research. For some reason, I kept doing research about journalism. I just said, I want to study journalism. Like, I want to report on this, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like, I really want to study journalism. So I remember I went online and I just started looking at different universities studying journalism in London. Like, for some reason, I just wanted to be in London. I just didn't want to study law anymore, and I just wanted to study journalism. It was just weird, like tunnel vision. This is what I need to do, this was going to happen. So I obviously done my research and that. I contacted universities. They were like, yeah, sure, just apply by this deadline, because obviously other applicants have already applied, and you know, UCAS and clearing and blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, that's fine. I contacted my personal tutor at college. He was like, yeah, sure, Sarah, come in. Yeah, sure, come in. He ripped down my reference from me, sent it off to university I was going to apply for, and everything was fine. So I now had to break the news to my mum that I was not going back to university anymore. And if there's one thing I'm really grateful for, is the fact that my mum is a very understanding woman. And one thing about my mum is my mum likes it when you come to her with a plan. She doesn't want you to come to her and be talking rubbish or senseless talks here and there. If you're coming to her and you're changing something, or you're coming to her with information that she needs to know about, make sure you have a plan. My mom likes order, okay? She likes things to be planned. So obviously, and I went to my mom and I was just like, Mum, I've got something to tell you. I'm not going back to uni. I don't think I need to waste my time by going into second year. I don't want to take any more risks. I just want to do what I want to do. I've done this. I've applied to this uni. They're willing to accept me on this date, blah, blah, blah. So she had now seen that I had planned it, and she said, you know what? As long as you have prayed about it and you know that this is something that you want to do, then go for it. So results day now came, and I then messaged the university that I was going to that, you know, is everything okay? Like, are we on track for things? So like, yeah, that's fine. You know, just give us a couple more hours and then give us a call it back. So I give them a call back, and they're just like, yeah, sorry, places are full. We won't be able to take you on for this academic year. But nonetheless, we're going to put you on the waiting list, and we do have a very long waiting list. And usually when people are on the waiting list, they don't make it into that academic year course anyway. So it's best you apply next year. But, pardon? But I just spoke to someone a couple of weeks ago, and they did reassure me that I could apply and I would get onto the course. So where do we kind of go from here? They're just like, yeah, we're very sorry about that, and you are quite far down on the waiting list anyway. So if you, I literally dropped the phone and I just started crying. I was just like, this doesn't make any sense. Why was I so adamant in leaving law if I knew this was the rubbish that was going to happen? I then spoke to my mum. My mum said, well, just pray about it, that if it is God's will for you to get into that university, for you to study that course, then it's gonna happen, so don't worry about it. So my mom was just putting it into our prayer points every evening. God bless a prayerful mum, honestly. She's amazing. Ooh. And then the following week, the head of the media and communications department actually called me and said, oh, hi Sarah, yeah, so we're just currently looking through, you know, people on the waiting list, and we just want to know if you had any evidence, you know, supporting your application, like anything that you maybe have written, or do you have a blog, do you have a this, do you have a that? And by this time I had actually started my YouTube channel, so I was just like, yeah, sure, that's fine, I can send it through to you. So I sent off the link to my YouTube channel. I then sent off the link to some of the work that I did, because in college I was part of, you know, the writing department and stuff like that. So I just sent off pictures from those and then the links to it, and they're just like, oh, we're just letting you know that you are still on the waiting list, so we still don't think you will make it onto the course, but we just like to have evidence, you know, supporting people's applications. You know, that's how they talk as well. So I was just like, yeah, that's fine, like, thank you so much. So I sent off my supporting evidence for that morning, and I remember I told my mum about it, and she was at work, and I called her and she just said, have you prayed about it? I said, no, not yet. So she quickly prayed to me on the phone, literally like a 10-20 second prayer, and she said, don't worry, it's your will for God to allow you to go to that university to study that course and for you to be there, then it is going to happen, and don't worry about it. And by this time my second year for law at my old uni had already started, and they were still sending me emails like, Sarah, do you want to come back, we can speak to you, you can get a personal tutor here and there. I was just like, no, like I'm not doing it, I'm sorry, I'm no. Now I sent off the supporting, God is actually amazing and I don't want to cry, but I sent off my supporting evidence at around 11 AM, and by 4 PM the same lady that called me in the morning had told me that I had been offered a place at the university to study what I needed to study. I'm gonna cry. They loved my links, they loved my blogs, they loved everything about me, they loved my personality, that they're gonna give me a place on the course, and this is very rare that has ever happened, but they're gonna give me a place. And I swear I literally just went on my knees and I just started crying. Because prior to that I did not understand the whole journey. Like I was like, how can I wake up and just decide I don't want to go back to uni, and then I now think of this and nothing happens? Like, I was just like, God, you have to pull through. I'm sorry, it has to happen, because this doesn't happen for no reason. And even when I did not even understand the journey myself, like I did not understand what was going on, he pulled through. Like I literally just sent off my evidence and my mum prayed with me. By 4 PM they sent me the link to enrollment and my timetable and this and with that. They're excited to have me on the course, and I just had to thank God, because I was not number one on that waiting list, and they kept telling me, wait till next year, by next year hopefully people would have dropped off the waiting list and we can put your application forward. But I just had to thank God, because God really showed himself in that whole situation. Alright, I've kind of calmed down now, no tears. Right, so now I've started the degree, you know, I'm loving it. I'm loving the people on my course, I'm loving my teachers, I'm loving my mentor, I'm now a student rep. Like I was just loving everything about it. Assignments were coming, I was getting 2-1s, I was getting first, I was just so excited, and all I could do, even as the months were going by, was literally just thanking God, because it's not what I imagined for myself, but it's what ended up happening, and it ended up happening in my favor. And around this time, you know, I had so many interviews, because my skin bleaching video had now gone viral. So I had so many different interviews with like BBC, ITV, Channel 4. I was on Radio 1. There was so much happening. And luckily, because I was in London, it was so easy for these people to book me cabs to come here, to come here, to come here, to come here. And it was so lovely, because it was like, I then started to understand the bigger picture. Like this was actually God's plan for me, and I just had to walk in it. And I was so happy that I made that drastic decision to decide that I'm not going back to study law. I'm so happy I made a drastic decision to be active about my journey, even though I didn't really understand the end goal of it. So the end of first year came and I ended up getting a first, and I was just like, this is just all making so much sense. It is making perfect sense. And yes, I may have still been a year behind. Some of my friends repeated, some of my friends didn't, some of my friends dropped out, whatever it happened. I was just so grateful that my journey was now my journey, and I was happy that I was proud of my journey and happy with my journey and how things actually played out. So then I finished second year as well, finished with a high 2-1. So now I'm currently in my final year studying journalism, and it literally was, I would say this to anyone, the best decision that I ever made for myself. I know this has been a long video enough, but I knew that sharing my story may be able to encourage somebody, because although things may not always turn out as you want it to be and may not always go as you want it to go, it's very important for you to still be very active in the next steps that you're going to take to get to where you need to be. Even when you don't know where you need to be proactive in your approach to finding out where you need to be. I feel like from a young age we've kind of been conditioned to understand that you need to go to a top 10 university to be someone, you need to go to a top 20 university to be someone, you need to do this. But from my experience and from my journey, I've come to understand that, yeah, top 10 universities are great. I'm grateful that I have friends that go to Cambridge or Oxford or Warwick or this or that. Like, I'm very grateful that I have friends who fit into those fields. But one thing that I've never let deter me, and I feel like my university story has kind of inspired me to understand, is that I may not go to a top 10 university, but that does not mean that I do not have a top 10 mindset. And it is my mindset that is going to get me far in life. Wherever I find myself, I'm going to make sure I put in 100% so that I know I can make it to become the person that I need to be in the future. And I guess that's what kind of keeps me going. Studying at this university has opened up so many doors for me, so many job opportunities. I've been able to work with so many amazing people. Most importantly, I've been at home as well, so I'm saving money. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you did enjoy it. It was a very long video, but I just want it to be the motivation and encouragement that someone needs, that even though you may not have got into your firm, or even though you may not be studying the degree you wanted to, or you got grades that you weren't happy with, or you weren't proud of, that your life is what you make of it. You may not go to a top 10 university, or you may not go to your firm university, but that does not mean that you do not have a top 10 or a firm mindset. Just continue to be the best person that you can be, to push those barriers, to break those barriers, and to make the most out of your university experience. And thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys did enjoy this long video. But please do take care, stay blessed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!